Ever heard of a talisman that doesn't protect you, but instead calls the monsters right to your door? Let's travel back to 1998, to the outskirts of Manila in the Philippines. This is where the story of a simple farmer named Juan Delgado takes a terrifying turn. While working in his fields, Juan stumbled upon something unusual. It was a small piece of bamboo, intricately carved and etched with strange symbols. He recognized them as ancient Visayan scripts, a language almost lost to time. Local folklore whispered of such objects. They were said to be aswang beacons, talismans that didn't ward off evil, but summoned it. The aswang, for those who don't know, are some of the most feared creatures in Filipino mythology. Shapeshifters, ghouls, vampires. They have many forms, but one common thirst: blood. Now Juan, being a practical man, didn't fully believe the old stories. He thought, maybe this is a protective charm, a relic of the old ways. So he took it home and hung it over his doorway, hoping it would bring his family good fortune and keep them safe. But it did the exact opposite. The nights that followed were filled with a growing dread. It started subtly, with strange scratching sounds at the doors and windows, as if some large animal was trying to get in. Then his livestock began to suffer. Chickens and goats were found in the morning, not torn apart, but completely drained of blood, with only tiny puncture marks on their necks. The family grew terrified. Sleep became a luxury they could no longer afford. One night, Juan's wife Maria was jolted awake by a noise outside their bedroom window. Peeking through the curtains, she saw a horrifying sight. A massive winged shadow was perched on their roof, its silhouette stark against the moonlight. But the most chilling part? As it turned its head, for a split second, the moonlight illuminated its face. It was Juan's face, twisted into a monstrous predatory grin. Screaming, she woke Juan. He was pale and confused, insisting he had been right beside her the whole time. But the terror in her eyes was undeniable. The next morning, convinced the talisman was the source of their nightmare, Juan decided he had to destroy it. He built a blazing fire and threw the bamboo charm into the flames. They watched as it blackened and turned to ash. A sense of relief washed over them. But it was short-lived. The very next day, where the fire had been, a small pile of ash remained. And as the wind blew, the ashes seemed to coalesce, slowly reforming the shape of the talisman. Juan, overcome with a horrifying curiosity, touched the reformed object. He recoiled in disgust. It felt strangely damp and tasted of salt and blood. The horror reached its peak during the next full moon. The strange noises returned, louder and more aggressive than ever. Then, suddenly, an eerie silence fell over the house. In the morning, Maria woke up to find she was alone in her bed. Juan was gone, vanished without a trace. A frantic search began, but all they found was the bamboo talisman, lying on the dirt floor of their home, smeared with what looked like fresh, dark blood. Juan Delgado was never seen again. To this day, people in that area report strange sightings, especially during the full moon. Shadows with wings, figures that look like familiar faces from a distance, and the unexplained loss of livestock. The legend of the aswang talisman lives on. But what do those ancient Visayan scripts actually say? Are they a summons, a curse, or something else entirely? The mystery is far from over. I've been digging into the translation, and what I'm finding is more shocking than the legend itself. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll drop part 2, where we decode the script and uncover the true terrifying secret of the aswang talisman. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Help me solve this mystery.